$9.6 billion investment on this metal. And coming in from Yahoo Finance, BHP set for $9.6 billion acquisition of Oz Minerals. Now, for our Finance Uncut Insiders members, you should recognize this company, Oz Minerals. It is one of our stocks that we own that we sell options on for monthly premium. Now, why are BHP wanting Oz Minerals? Now, remember, BHP has increased their offer. They already tried to acquire Oz Minerals, and now they've increased their offer to acquire Oz Minerals. So why are BHP wanting to buy Oz Minerals? And why do we own Oz Minerals, as well as several other stocks in this commodity space? Well, let's have a look at this article. So mining giant BHP has moved closer to snaring Oz Minerals after lifting its takeover offer for the copper and nickel miner to $9.6 billion. There we go, copper and nickel. Copper and nickel. So BHP are after Oz Minerals for its copper and nickel. The world's biggest miner on Friday said it had lifted its cash offer to $28.25 a share, 7.4% premium to Oz Minerals' last close. The revised offer price is a 13% increase on the $25 a share proposal, which the board rejected and called it opportunistic. Oz Minerals on Friday said it would grant BHP due diligence for 4 weeks from November 21 on an exclusive basis. The intention of the Oz Minerals board is to unanimously recommend the revised proposal as being in the best interest of Oz Minerals shareholders in the absence of a superior proposal, the miner said. The deal comes at a time of rapidly growing demand for battery metals, including copper and nickel. There we go. This is what BHP are doing. They're not stupid, BHP. Amid the surging global popularity of EVs, the transaction, if successful, will allow BHP to consolidate its copper holdings in South Australia, where Oz's Prominent Hill and Carrapateena mines operate adjacent to BHP's Olympic Dam mine and smelting operations. It would also allow the combination of BHP's Nickel West operations in Western Australia with Oz's West Musgrave copper nickel operation. So there you go. BHP, the largest miner in the world, is acquiring Oz Minerals because of its copper and nickel. And this is a stock that we own in Insiders. However, we also have a few other copper stocks in our holdings, which we'll talk about towards the end of this video.
Generally, how long does it take, we'll talk about Faraday Copper, of course, as an example, but how long does it take to bring a copper project from the exploration phase into the production phase?
I mean, it's a minimum of 10 years.
Right. So we're looking at a minimum of 10 years to produce more copper, but then demand's going to outpace supply over the next 15, 20.
So if supply, is or demand is outstripping supply, then that means that copper price is going to go up.
So those of you who have read Jim Rogers' Hot Commodities book will probably recognize this page, but I just want to share with you guys this because it really sums up the state of the economy and especially geopolitics and certain movements as to why I'm bullish commodities this decade moving forward, and why I think we're in an inflationary, a structural, secular inflationary environment. The 20th century's longest bull market in commodities began during the Great Depression in 1933 and grew even stronger during that period, a period that serves as a very standard for hard times in America. Economies all around the world suffered, yet commodity prices kept rising. And 30-odd years later, during the famous worldwide recession of the 1970s, commodity prices skyrocketed again. In both cases, supplies had dwindled during previous years while demand rose or at least remained flat. Supply and demand, that's what it's about. When the stock market is on fire, as it was during the 20s and the 60s, investors ignore companies that specialize in raw materials and other goods. And then, no matter how badly the economy is doing, the necessities of life, food, heat, shelter, and the basic means for jump-starting the economy, construction, mining, agriculture, sustain demand for commodities. And even when demand dwindles, prices can still climb. How? If the supply falls faster than current demand. The supply and demand imbalances only increase, and so will prices. You can't just turn on the spigot at a copper mine. Ramping up production of an existing mine takes years, as you guys just heard. And here's the thing, guys. So we have gone woke as a global society. ESG is everything. And because of ESG, because of the climate change movement, we do not have funding into the mining space. We aren't seeing capex in the mining space. The mining space, whether it be energy or base metals or whatever, especially the old energy, the coal, gas, oil, that is being demonized. And so what are we seeing, or what are we going to be seeing, is less and less supply as the years move forward. However, economic reality says that we need these things. We cannot do without them. And so I see the supply-demand imbalances, meaning that prices are going to rise. In fact, talking about ESG, did you guys know that FTX had a higher ESG score than Exxon? And what about Sri Lanka? I think they had the highest ESG score in the world, didn't they? And have a look at what's happened to Sri Lanka. It's a joke. It makes me very frustrated, but I don't talk about this anymore. This is a subject I've studied for 20 plus years. But this is why I'm so bullish. Energy, old school energy, coal, gas, oil. It's why I'm bullish base metals, because they are trying to force this upon us, but they're going to need these base metals. Precious metals, it's why I'm bullish that. It's why I'm bullish commodities in general, because I believe we're in a secular, structural inflation environment moving forward in this decade ahead because of the political environment. So here's a chart of total copper inventories. Do you guys see the trend? See the trend over the last decade? What's happening there? Yet at the same time, we're told that there's going to be a 50% increase in demand out to 2040. That's only 17 to 18 years away, guys. That demand is supposed to increase. And like I said, demand could just remain flat. We know what's happening with supply. And here we go right here. From Goldman Sachs, long-term supply gap remains unsolved with widening mid-term deficits. So, some argue that copper supplies, or it is going down, but copper production is going down. Well, according to this chart, it's still going up, but it's about to peak and then head back down, while, as I said, demand is expected to rise, 50% going out to 2040. So, just basic economic fundamentals tells me that this is a commodity that has got a lot of tailwind behind it. And because of all of that, everything that I've talked about, from the geopolitical aspects to the whole ESG climate change movement, I do think that, and the structural secular inflationary environment, I do believe that we are in the early stages of a commodity super cycle. And, I definitely want to be positioned before that takes off. Now, here's BHP, the world's largest miner, acquiring Oz Minerals. And that's a stock that we own. In Insiders, you guys will all know that we own that and that we trade options on that. So we're kind of sad to see it go, but we will be obviously taking that offer as well, accepting BHP's offer. And that stock has been wonderful for us. Oz Minerals, we got in very, very cheap. We've made several multiples on that stock, as well as receiving a lot of good, juicy premium, option premium. So sad to see that one go, but we do have several other copper stocks. We've got a couple of small caps in there, and we've got one that we added to our watch list, which is about to become a buy in our small cap portfolio. And if you guys want to, those of you who aren't subscribers to our Finance Uncut Insiders report and would like to, it is $365 US for an annual subscription. It's a weekly report. You get my market commentary and my thoughts on things. Some of you may get offended by that. I don't really apologize. But you get our portfolio, our research analysis, what we're buying, what we're selling, all the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you're interested in receiving that, send me an email or send Jade an email to the email address below. We'll send you further details on how you can become a member to the Finance Uncut Insiders group and receive this weekly report. So once again, $365 US for an annual subscription to this weekly report. And you'll find out what these three copper stocks that we've got in our portfolio that we're very, very bullish on. So join Finance Uncut Insiders, send us an email, and we'll welcome you on board. Anyway, guys, what do you guys think? Do you like copper as a commodity? Are you invested in this space? Love to see your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Really do appreciate it. Take care, guys, and I'll see you all again on another episode of Finance Uncut. And just a reminder, the information provided in this video is for education and entertainment purposes only. Nothing on this channel constitutes as financial advice. The information in this presentation is no substitute for financial advice, and all investors should seek advice from a licensed financial advisor having regard to your own objectives, financial situation, and needs.